Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Songwriters Lounge. I know I don't look like the usual host, and that's because Mike had a gig tonight, and so I'm guest hosting. Hi, I'm Josette Kacey. I'm usually behind the cameras, and Blue is on sound, but tonight he is running both, like he did last week when I had a panic attack and had to lay on the couch for an hour. So thank you for doing that, Blue. And our guest this week is the amazing Olivia Kics, a good friend of mine, and she's a wonderful songwriter and also a photographer. She's done several photo shoots for me, and also you just did one for Demi for her new single. Tell us a little about the train track shoot.
Oh, it was so fun. We ended up getting there at like the perfect time. We weren't really sure what the shoot was gonna look like or where we were gonna go. And our friend Victoria, who's an incredible hairstylist, just did Demi's hair that day, so her hair looked amazing. And she knew of this caboose in town, in like downtown Morris area. So we were doing some photos by the caboose, and Demi was saying like she didn't know if she wanted the train or the train tracks, and the lighting was just like this like perfect like dusky blue, and it was so fun. She's just such a sweetheart and angel, and she's just like running around with this luggage case and her guitar on the train tracks, and it was so fun.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I really liked it. I'm glad she's putting out more songs.
Yes.
Let's see, I've got my sheet here, and I'm also not wearing my glasses, so it's hard for me to read. So first question, since you do so many forms of art, what was the first art form that really reached out to you and pulled you in?
That's a good question. I do think it's photography. Like back in high school, I was really into that before really exploring music or other things. So yeah.
When did you first start taking pictures? It was in high school?
Yeah, or probably a little bit before. I used to actually, oh gosh, probably in junior high, there was this like app on my phone called Superimpose. Uh, have you ever heard?
I don't think I remember that one.
Oh, it was a weird, not weird one. It was like Photoshop, but like so like beginner. You know, it was literally just like you would like two photos you could like put together. So I would like take these like weird photos of me like skateboarding down the road and like put like giraffes in it and stuff like that. So that was like on my iPod when I first got
Yeah.
an iPod. So yeah, I don't know. Probably when I was like maybe 12, I had too much access to technology still at that point, but I didn't get an actual camera till high school, but I was taking photos like of nature and stuff before I got that camera. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, when I was little, I had this like video camera, and it came with software. This was probably in like Y2K or like 2002, and it just had this just software where you could just add like silly special effects and stuff. And I made so many like weird movies with that thing at like 12 years old. That was no, it's a lot of fun. I did a lot of taking pictures and stuff in high school too.
Cool. Oh, was that one of what your first art forms, or did you have other favorites first?
I don't know. It was one of the first probably, but like music has always been the biggest thing for me. I was probably like 10 or something when I wrote my first song, but there were, you know, drawing and yeah, I didn't get access to a camera probably till around like middle or high school.
That makes sense. That sounds like fun with all the special effects too. Like
It was so silly and fun. I made like a documentary about my dog.
oh.
Um, let's see, what else have I got on here? What other art forms do you dabble in?
That's a good question. Mostly just photography and music. I did a little bit of theater this past not this past year, but the year before that, and at the community college I go to.
Nice.
Yeah, I never did it in like high school or anything. I was not really a really artsy person until after high school, I guess. And I do love writing a lot. Like I think after I graduated high school, I started writing a lot more, and then that's kind of what led into music as well. Yeah, but I wish that I was more, what is it, like painters. I feel like that is such a beautiful art form. I don't.
Well, you could pick it up at any time, you know.
True.
It could be something to save for the future. Something that your future self might find joy. And I've got a number of things that are on my to-do list that may not get done for a couple decades or something, but I want to try it eventually.
That's a really great point, honestly. Yeah, I know. I feel like there's just so much. It's such a beautiful thing that there's so many ways of expression out there. But that's a great point that you got your whole life to figure it out, or like try different things too.
Yeah, try everything, even if it's not that great. It's still something that you did.
That's true.
Do you want to play a song?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Tell us a little about this song.
Perfect. So this first one is called Wildflower, or Everything Changes, and it kind of started as like a personal reflection. I feel like I, for a while, was looking at everything in life as like a sign of like this is good or bad, and so it kind of starts with that of like, you know, sometimes the things that we think are good or bad really are not what we think they are. And so it kind of started as an individual journey through this, but then as I was reflecting more just on like the state of the world and different ways that there's like hardships not only in my own life but in so many different lives in different ways, and like a lot of division in different ways too in the world, like that there is like a unifying force beneath all of it. Like I feel like there's just so many layers that we all have to go through and experience in life, and they like change who we are in different ways kind of, but beneath it all I feel like there's like this common source of love, and it kind of gets into that towards the end, and sometimes how we need those darker times too to come out into the light as the storm finally breaks. So it's kind of about that.
Nice. All right. Please play.
Just like all right.
It was a sunny day outside, and you were looking for a sign when the rain came pouring down. So you thought you were meant to drown, but the water washed your world stays the same. Yeah, everything changes like wildflowers in the rain. But then a storm came rolling in, and like a petal in the wind, you've been aimlessly drifting through the turmoil of your life. Now you've been bogged down by the strife, but everything changes. Oh no, nothing stays the same. Some days we bloom like flowers, and other days we thirst for rain. And when the wind stops blowing, you know that it's time for growing. So let your roots dig down so deep. Remember all the wisdom that this sweet earth keeps. 'Cause at the roots we all are the same, soaking up the beauty and growing through the pain. Yes, at the roots we all are the same. The tallest trees could not survive without wildfires or rain. So if smoke is clouding the skies and fire burns in your eyes, wipe the weary tears that you cry. Because behind the clouds of darkness, oh, the sun still shines so bright. We are always fighting, but who really knows what's right? Oh, if we came together, could we find a common light? 'Cause every branch grows different, but our roots remain the same. In a planet that is changing, and we are feeling all her pain. But the rain will come again. Yes, the rain will come again. And may it wash us clean, my friends. I pray that love will reign again. Oh, as everything changes, nothing's meant to stay the same. May the darkness that divides us be the catalyst for change. At the roots we're all the same. We're all trying to make a change. I know we grow in different ways. Can we learn to grow together through the ever-changing weather and make this place a little better? Oh, oh, as everything changes, nothing ever stays the same. The darkness that divides us be the catalyst for change. Growing together through these changes, can we stop causing so much pain? Growing together through these changes, we're all wildflowers in the rain.
Yeah, I loved that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really agree.
Mm.
I've been noticing a lot of people resisting opening up their hearts and resisting like compassion and looking for things to blame. looking for people to blame for their problems who aren't at fault. Um, so yeah, I agree. There's a lot of pain out there, and just a lot of denial of it. We need to accept the hurt and address it. Like there's a lot of shoving it back down, but it's we're all connected, and we'll all suffer if we've got people who are suffering and not getting the community that they need. All of our roots are connected underneath.
Yeah, like you said it so well, like, especially just in today's day and age, I feel like it's so hard to, like, see through a lot of the barriers that are out and around, but it's so true. It's like when we are all, not all suffering, but when there's different layers of suffering, but it's just like we can't talk about it because there's just such, like, these, like, divisive things. It's so hard sometimes.
I mean, like, in forests, the roots go so deep and they're all connected. Like, really, there's no difference between the roots of trees underneath, and they all communicate and they send resources to each other even. Trees will protect each other through the roots. If there are trees that are sick, if there are trees that are suffering, they protect and keep each other alive, and humans are meant to do that too. Our roots are just not visible to the eye, but we're all meant to be taking care of each other.
So true. That's so beautifully said, truly. Oh, yes. The trees know it best. We got examples to learn from here.
So since we're talking about plants, what is your favorite plant?
That is a really good question. I think definitely some sort of tree. Probably between. No, I feel like it's a redwood tree.
I kind of thought you were gonna say that. Tell us about your trip. You went out to California and you spent some time in the redwood forest. What was that like? What did you get up to there?
I was only able to spend like an afternoon with the redwoods, but that's enough. Sometimes, like, because it's just like you drive into the grove and it's just like this, it's a really profound silence. And it's like, I don't know how old these trees are, but they're so old and huge, and it's just like instantly, it's just so humbling, like, just to like sit there. And I was exhausted that day and like getting over a sickness, so I was just like curled up beneath one, just like napping. And it really, the first time that I went out west was what inspired me to like start writing, and I really got into music and stuff. So when I was back in the Redwood Grove this past trip, I just like was like, oh, this is why I write. Like, just this profound beauty of the earth is like so brilliant. It was such a blessing.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I know that feeling. I get it from like bodies of water. When I was in high school, we used to sometimes, as a family vacation, go to like a small lake town and just like rent like a small lake house and just like, you know, do like the inner tubing and just swimming in the lake and stuff. And I always, every time we did that, I just felt this overwhelming need to write. And at the time I wasn't writing songs. That was something I came back around to later, but I was writing stories and like short novels. So I just attached the idea of like a body of water to like inspiration for me. So I really enjoyed going to the beach for our photo shoot. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I found that beach because it was really cool, and thank you for coming with me. I had a lot of fun.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we should do another beach day soon because that was so lovely. I was like, this is the dream. Like,
we should just plan a group. You know, invite a number of people, and I'll go to the beach. That would be fun.
That'd be so nice.
I forget how awesome like the beaches on Lake Michigan are. You know, it's not the ocean, but there's still waves, and you know, there's still sand and swimming, and you know, I think I told you I've just been feeling really grateful to live near the Great Lakes because they're just the biggest freshwater source in the world, basically. They're so massive, and we're just right there, in a time when you know, drinkable water is a difficult resource, and it's something we're struggling to envision sources for in the future, and we just live right next to this huge source of fresh water. I'm so grateful for that.
Such a good point.
Let's see. All right, I think it's time to play my song. And I'll play the new one that just came out that you were saying you really liked, and I appreciate you saying that. This is one that I wrote about, sort of like an oasis, like a reprieve from the storm that we're all living through, just like a small sanctuary of safety, and how important that is, and how needed for a lot of people to just find a little bit of reprieve from the horrors we're witnessing. This one's called Treehouse. What do I say here? Guess I thought I could write you a song, but I feel safe here. So what's there to rhyme about? I've been thinking too much lately, it's making me crazy. Can I lay here with you in the treehouse? I've been looking everywhere for you, and I do believe you've been needing me too. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to keep you, but I'll stay a while, spend the night. We'll both be alright, we'll be alright. You're so patient when you're with me. I don't want to leave your side, but I can't stay for too long. The monsters are calling. I forget them when I'm lying on your floor. They won't stop me from coming back for more. I've been looking everywhere for you, and I do believe you've been needing me too. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to keep you, but I'll stay a while, spend the night. We'll both be alright, we'll be alright, we'll be alright. There are so many people, but I know you're one of mine. We met before back in 'Cause I've been looking everywhere for you, and I do believe you've been needing me too. I don't know if I'm gonna get to keep you, but I'll stay a while, spend the night, we'll both be alright. 'Cause I've been looking everywhere for you, and you've been needing me too. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to keep you, but I'll stay a while, spend the night, we'll both be alright. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. No matter what, we'll be alright. We'll be alright. Thank you. Yeah, that one just came out, and there are a couple other songs that are gonna go with it that we did a crowdfunding thing to fund, and we're gonna get started on the other songs pretty soon.
Oh, that's so exciting. Amazing. I love how you were saying too, that's like this reprieve kind of from, because I feel like all your songs are so beautiful, and your recent one I was listening to Sleep today, and I just loved like just the depth of like different variety of emotions that you're able to portray through your music. And I love Treehouse, like just for its lightness, and that like,
Thank you.
yeah, it really feels like that, like reprieve of just like peace and like lightheartedness. And
I'm
it's so
glad
beautiful.
that came through, because that was my intention, because I've got a lot of heavy, angry stuff to say, and I like that to not be the only thing I have to say, because I really am full of so much joy too. I just feel like people don't get to see the joyful side of me, because I'm always like fighting a battle. So it's nice when I actually write a happy emotion.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And I feel like all the emotions that you share are so important, because I feel like that anger and like the places that comes from are so like healing to write about, and then for others to hear about is so healing. But I feel that it makes sense, like when there is those joyful emotions that can come through music, it's like, yes. Like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I think Mike usually talks about like how he first met the person. My memory is so bad. I don't remember the first time we met. I just know it was through music, and that we've been friends for a couple years, and you've always been a really kind and compassionate person to me, and I really appreciate you. I don't know if you remember the first time we met.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think too. I know. I wonder if it was like around. Oh wait, actually. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think I do. Or like one of the first times back at like the open mic scene of like O'Neill's, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Valley Doyle.
Yeah.
I remember you played the guitar for Valerie. I had never really played out or anything before, and I remember that was like the first time I like sang on a stage, and you were playing the guitar.
Oh, okay.
And I think like
Why
hearing.
don't you come on over, Valerie?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I remember that specifically. Like, my memory is so bad. Like, there's like a 5 to 10 year like space of my memory that my brain doesn't let me access. So like I know. I remember how people make me feel, though. I may not remember where I met them. I forget people's names all the time too. I feel bad, but it really is just my brain hides information from me. But I remember how people made me feel.
Oh, that's so interesting. That makes sense. I feel like it is wild, like what the brain does too, and different ways of protection that aren't maybe really, you know.
Yeah, it's, it's sometimes it's against our will and we're doing our best.
Definitely. Oh, 100%. I know. It's such a crazy world in there, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
The human mind is so powerful.
truthfully.
So we usually do. We've still got plenty of time. I mean, we might end up. I feel like we're not talking as much as Mike always talks. So we might have time for like more songs or something.
Dope.
But I think this is where we do the album side of the week. And since I don't really have vinyls, I brought a CD. And because it's a CD, it doesn't really have sides. So I'm just going to tell you what my favorite songs are on it. But this is Skin and Earth by Lights. And I love her so much. She's like a Canadian Taylor Swift to me. When I lived in Seattle, I found out about her, and I went to Vancouver, that's where she's from, to see her and meet her, and she signed my CD. Got to give her a hug, and I just love this album so much. It's got, the amazing thing about it to me is that it's got a comic book that goes along with it, and each song is a chapter. And she wrote and drew and colored the whole thing herself, just completely like self-made comic book with songs to go with it. So this whole thing just like tells a whole story. My favorite songs on it are the last track is actually my favorite, Almost Had Me. I also really like track 3, Until the Light, track 5, New Fears, track 7, We Were Here, and track 8, Kics, which is appropriate. So I really love this album, Skin and Earth by Lights. I really think more people need to know about her, because she's very highly awarded in Canada, but I think she needs to be a lot more mainstream, and America needs to get on board, because she does have fans. She's packed the House of Blues before, but I just like never seem to run into anybody who knows about her. Go listen to Lights.
Wow. She sounds amazing. It's so cool that she has her own comic book too, based on the songs.
I was just so impressed by that. That was what really got my attention about her.
Literally, that's so amazing. Wow. That sounds
Yeah. All right. So this next question might be a difficult one. It's a very deep one, and it's, why do you do art? What is your biggest reason for wanting to create?
That's a good question. I remember you brought it up beforehand, and I was like, I have a choice. Like, not with creating, but I think it initially really started kind of like I was talking about when I was out on the West Coast for the first time, and I started writing, like, just with, like, kind of gratitude and awe of nature. Like, that's how it began, and it really turned into a way of expression. I experienced some darkness out there, to say the least, and interesting events that were really hard to wrap my brain around. Like, I couldn't comprehend, like, what I kind of, like, was going through in different ways, and that's kind of, like, what the first song that I wrote was, just like a way to express it and to, like, see it in a tangible form, like, oh, that's, like, kind of what happened, like, whoa, and to, like, kind of get it outside of myself, because I feel like when it's just, like, running around in the mind, or, like, even subconsciously, I think a lot of the times different, like, thoughts or feelings just kind of are, like, bubbling around in some way or the other, and so it really started like with that, just like a real need for it, I think, for my own sanity and mental health in certain ways. It was just such a saving grace in a lot of ways. Yeah, and now, a lot for the same reason, kind of, still to express those like heavier feelings, and sometimes even these like overwhelming feelings of gratitude or joy, and yeah, but kind of like that, and also in the hopes too of like sharing different stories and different experiences, because I feel like a lot of what we all go through as humans are so different but also so similar. That's one of my favorite things about art and music, is this way of being able to express these things that are maybe harder to talk about, or harder even to like talk with ourselves about sometimes, and then like get it out. So yeah, I think that's the main reason. And
Yeah, that makes total sense. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I feel compelled to. That I don't feel that there even is any choice. I just do it because I have to express something in a way that I don't know how to otherwise. I struggle to communicate. I struggle to put words in sentences. Like, you can probably hear me pausing to like think about what I'm gonna say next. And sometimes music is the only way that I can figure out how to explain something. I've tried to explain it in words, and it's not coming across, or people aren't understanding what I mean. And then I sing a song about it, and suddenly I'm being applauded, where before I was being given like quizzical looks. Now suddenly they're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yes, such a great point. That's so funny too, like the switch up there. Ah, yeah.
Let's see, what else? We could. What is? I asked about plants. What's your favorite animal?
That's a good question too. I don't know. I think sea turtles. I really
Okay.
like sea turtles. But that's also subject to change. I think there's so many cool animals out there, but sea turtles, they're just so majestic, I feel. And beautiful.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask, what is your favorite plant or animal?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm a cat person, but I just, there's so many animals I love. Like you said, I always enjoy seeing possums. They're North America's only native marsupial.
Whoa.
So they're very important to the ecosystem. They protect other mammals from diseases, because they can't catch them because they're a marsupial instead of being a placental mammal like us. Just we're doing some biology lessons today. That's what I do.
Right. These are all fun facts. I'm like, well, I did not know that.
Yeah, I love when I see a possum around the neighborhood. I'm also really obsessed with my neighborhood is full of squirrels. It's like Squirrel City. And once in a while I'll see a black squirrel. And there are a few suburbs around here where the black squirrels are more populous. And there's one section of my neighborhood where they're at. Like, I won't see them near my house, but if I walk a little bit, a couple blocks away, I'll start seeing them, and they're very skittish. They run away. Like, the brown ones will look straight at me, and I'm like, hey dude, what's up? But like, the black squirrels see me coming and they'll like run away. I wonder if it's because they're like more visible to predators or something. They're a little more scared than
Highland Park has a lot of black squirrels. It's from walnuts. When squirrels eat the big walnuts, they
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was genetic.
No, it's from walnuts.
I did not know that.
Highland Park. If you
Apparently,
go through Highland Park.
we're receiving information that it's diet that causes that color. I don't know if there are walnut trees in my neighborhood. Maybe I'll have to.
Those squirrels-
Yeah, I did not know. I thought it was genetic. I'll have to research about black squirrels because I'm always excited when I see them.
It's so
Yeah.
cool. I don't know if I've ever seen black squirrels down here. I think I saw like one in Michigan once, but I don't know that I've seen any.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
they're sort of, I don't know, now that you say it's diet based, I wonder why.
I learned that from my
They're
dad,
sort
so I'm
of-
not entirely sure how true that is.
Okay, so we're unclear exactly why the squirrels are black.
To be determined. We'll check in next month.
But they used, from what I understand, they used to be sort of more up in Wisconsin, and they're sort of moving down, and we're seeing more black squirrels around here. Maybe it's because of climate change. Maybe it's because of walnut trees. I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting. That is wild.
Who knows?
Black
Um,
squirrels are more aggressive and dominant. They have more pigment in their fur, which absorbs more heat. That's all I can find just about Google this one.
Beware.
They're also very common in the Midwest.
I don't know.
and
Is the
Australia.
AI overview telling you that? I don't believe it. Don't believe anything the AI overview tells you.
I just
Here's
know that
another
though.
science lesson. Don't listen to AI, okay? Listen to people.
Don't listen to Blue
It's serious.
Cat or AI.
That's too funny.
All right, would you like to play another song?
Yeah. I'm trying to debate if I should do.
You said there was one that I've heard you play before, but you said there was a longer version of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's totally up to you what you want to play, but I would love to hear that.
Okay, cool.
That's what you want to play.
Perfect. That answers my question because I'm sitting here. I'm like, which one should I do? Because yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And this actually goes kind of well with the theme of like why we create or things of that sort. And this is that first song that I kind of was talking about that helped me externalize an experience that was like really like manipulative and unhealthy in a lot of ways. And I was 18 at the time, or 18 when I was first in it, and then 19 when I came home and my friend gave me my first like classical guitar, and I was just like, I'd been writing songs like melodies but never putting guitar to it, and that was the first song that I did, and it was just like telling the story from like an outside perspective, and I was like, oh, like not literally, but I was just like, oh, dang, to be able to see it, outside, kind of. And yeah, so initially when I wrote it, it was really long. It was like so many verses, like 10 minutes, and then I cut it down into the version that I normally play now. But I've been thinking, I started to take videos when I was traveling out west too, because I was back in some of the places that I traveled with this partner through, and a lot of just like memories and stuff are coming up, and I was like, I should go back to that, like this kind of extended part of it almost, and like revisit that. So yeah, so thank you for being chill with that.
Yeah,
too.
of course.
Sweet. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so
Please.
so it's called Dogfight. Sometimes you want to run away, wanna leave it all behind. You pack your bags up as he sleeps. In the morning, change your mind. He's driving down those mountain roads, his demons in control. You try to ask him to slow down, but by now you know your role. Oh, you must never speak your mind when your heart tells you to leave. Suppress those feelings deep inside till they're hard to believe. 'Cause you don't want to hurt his fragile feelings anymore. Don't want to be like all the other young women before. So you close your eyes
Forget what you are worth, whatever it may take, so that his heart doesn't feel hurt. There's ups and downs most every day. Oh, the bad outweighs the good. He always says he's gonna change. That's how he keeps you hooked. You left your whole life long ago to live out of a car. Now you don't know where else to go. You two have traveled very far. You never quite understood why people would want to die. But these past months have given you some insight into why. So you close your eyes, turn off your mind, forget what you're here for. Slowly start to wipe the blood stains off the motel door. His dog's got in a fight again. You don't know what to say. The dog's a bone, still alive, but you are so far from okay. Your heart, it screams, your hands, they bleed, your stomach's on the floor. You start to get the feeling that this has happened before. He burst into the motel room. You want to run away. He screams, he yells, punches the wall. You know deep down that something has to change. He's driving down those mountain roads, going to the vet. He yells that this is all your fault. His words transfix your head. You used to stand up for yourself, but now you take the blame. It seems that all you do is wrong, even when you try to act his age. But you don't want to hurt his fragile feelings anymore. Don't want to be like all the other young women before. So you close your eyes, turn off your mind, forget what your life is worth, whatever it may take, so that his heart doesn't feel hurt. You walked into the doctor to get help for your hands, but you must not mention the dogs. It was his one command. So you tell a lie, you start to cry. The nurse knows something's up. You probably have a couple wounds that are deeper than those cuts. So she calls the cops, your heart it stops. They come to check on you. Your mind is in the vet office. They ask if you've been abused. He never hurt you with his hands, but that's not the whole truth. He destroyed you with all his words, but that's a story that you have yet to learn. 'Cause after all this dog fighting, you are so much stronger than before. Open your eyes, take back your mind. Remember what you are worth. Losing yourself is never okay. Oh, you were the one who was getting hurt. 'Cause this was all part of his game. You were just his bait, dog. Thought you wouldn't bite as you were drained of life, but now you've proved him wrong. Record of abuse lives in your song.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It's beautiful, and I'm so proud of you for telling that whole story in song form and sharing it with others, because there are so many abuse victims who don't know that they're being abused.
Yes.
They don't realize it, and it's a really upsetting realization to come to, because then you realize that you have to change something, and that it's going to be really dangerous to make that change. It's a really scary position to be in. So I'm really grateful for people who tell their story, and because it can really reach out to others who are in that position, and sort of help them come to the realization, and maybe show them that they can escape, that it might be dangerous, but they can get through it, and they can be free.
That's so true. That's such a good point too, of like how dangerous it can be, and not even dangerous but hard, like, and that's kind of where the second, like, this extended part kind of comes from, because it used to be like, you know, deep down that something has to change, and then like it kind of finishes after that, but it kind of goes back, and it's like you're still with them, and it's just like, because at least in my experience, it took me trying to leave like 8 times.
Yeah, it does. It takes so many tries, because
Yes.
there's so many barriers.
Yes. Definitely. Yes. Oh my gosh. And it can be like, so dangerous too, but I feel like it's almost like in a sense more dangerous to stay.
Yeah.
Because like the effect that it has, I was talking with a girl that had been through something similar, and she was talking, she's like, you're like, you know, she went through it too. She's like, it's like, we're like survivors of this now, and it's just like, it's, even if it's not like, you know, you're being physically harmed in that relationship, the effects it has on the mental health is really scary.
Violence is a lot more than just physical. There's a lot of different types of violence, and there's a lot of it that goes unnoticed. It's covert, and victims aren't allowed to speak up when we try to speak up about it. We're you know, told you know, all kinds of gaslighty things, like, you know, you should forgive them, or you know, don't complain so much, or all kinds of ways that they put us down, and tell us to stop fighting for ourselves, for our right to be free, and to love ourselves, and to be loved by the people around us, because abuse is not love. They can't coexist. There's a lot of people who think, well, you know, they might abuse you, but they still love you, and that's not true. Abuse and love cannot coexist within the same relationship. If they're abusing you, then they do not love you. That's truly what I believe, because love comes from a place of compassion and empathy, and abusers don't have that.
That is a good point. That really is. Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like, I feel like something too, like like going back and getting to be in these similar environments, like there was not even like this forgiveness, because I feel like when it's like this like rushed sense of forgiveness, like empathy, it's like I feel like it has to come so naturally. Like you have to like be able to heal first to be able to see it. Like
exactly. It has to be organic. It has to come genuinely from the victim, you know, feeling that they have moved on. And you know, the forgiveness can come, you know, maybe there is some extreme pacifist who can really, you know, like, you know, have a knife in their chest and be like, I forgive you. I forgive you for stabbing me right now and not taking the knife out. You know, maybe that kind of person exists, and that's valid too, but that's not how I feel, and that shouldn't have to be how we feel. You know, you're allowed to be angry that there's a knife in your chest, and you're allowed to want it removed first before you can even think about forgiveness.
Truth. That's so true. That really, and even, with that too, I feel like something recently is like this like shame of like still like carrying like how long that knife is in the chest for, and like not realizing or like not knowing how to get it out. You know? And these like, because it's not only when you're in the situations that it's like you're really being put down and you're like put into such a dark place, but it's for like, at least in my case, like years afterwards, these like thought patterns that are just so terrible, and it's just like trying to find the way out of that, and then feeling like ashamed that it's like taken long, or people are like, just get over it, they're like, move on, like, and I'm like, man, I'm trying to forget about it, but it's just like the thought patterns are so ingrained, so like even the shame kind of that comes with that is
I mean, the more you get told to just let it go, the more difficult it becomes to do that. You need to be given space. I forgot what I was gonna say. That happens to me a lot. But it looks like we are coming to the end here. So we've got one more thing we always do, and it's called the dumb joke of the day. So today we've got a letter from Miss Elevator. And she says, I got chased by a skeleton, but when it caught me, it just gave me a kiss and a hug. It turns out it was an exoskeleton.
Okay, exoskeleton. Sorry, it took me a little while there. Exo. Okay.
There we go. Our screaming goat.
Oh, that's too funny. Exoskeleton.
Okay. I hope I said all the things that I was supposed to say. Remember to like and subscribe. That's a thing I'm supposed to say. And thank you so much for coming and for sharing your beautiful music and story with us, and I really appreciate you. And thank you, Blue, for running everything tonight, and to Mike for setting everything up and letting us guest host this week while he's at a gig. I hope he's having a good gig. And I think that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me out tonight too. This was such a blast. And always so great to hear your music too.
Thank you.
So good. Yeah, and thank you for being okay with the space to share the elongated version of that, and
no problem.
Really beautiful reflections, truly. And for anyone too that's in any situations that are maybe less healthy than they should be, there is, I feel like, even like we were saying, it could be hard to leave, but there's such like hope and healing, and it's a long process, but it is more than possible. So
yeah, I think that's what I was gonna say before. Is it you mentioned it's much more dangerous to stay than it is to leave. It feels like such a big change. It feels like it, it's really scary, but in the long run, you will be way safer if you figure out how to get out of there. Sometimes it takes some planning. Sometimes you have to do something a little crazy, but it's better to get out of there than to not. Yeah. Is there anything you have going on that you want to promote?
I don't think so, honestly. Just
your photography services?
yeah, yes, definitely. If anybody is interested in photo shoots, our photo shoot at the beach definitely reawakened the love for it. And yeah, I do like live concert photography as well, and I did one for the Simple Remedy too before, and it's just like I love to get to work with just beautiful people and like just try to capture the little bits that I can of your beautiful essence, and especially in live music, or like I love like the album work or portraits. I did a photo shoot of my cousin and her girlfriend and her dog the other day, and it was so like so precious. So anything, I love photography, and also I would love to, I don't really play gigs much, but I'd love to. So there's anyone out there, it's not like a top priority as I'm in school at the moment, but that's something hopefully that will be maybe happening in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I loved having you at mine where you came and helped me carry my equipment in, and then you played for a bit. That was a lot of fun, and I'm looking for more gigs too. I'm really kind of, my schedule's pretty open right now, but if I get more gigs, then I would love to invite you back, 'cause that was a lot of fun.
That was so fun, man. That was great. Oh, and do you have any shows or things coming up to?
No, not that I can think of. Yeah, I need to find some more gigs. My schedule's pretty open. I've just got some, recording projects I'm working on. But that's sort of happening in the background, and yeah, looking forward to those.
Dope. And what is you said it was for like the album for Treehouse? Or what
Yeah, Treehouse is the lead single for a project. I'm talking to my producer tomorrow. I'm hoping we can get 2 more songs out of what we raised. We'll see what he says. And then I've got another project that I'm working on with my previous producer, who produced Sleep and all the singles that came before that. And that's just going to take a little longer because it's 7 songs, and just making sure that we get it right.
That's awesome. Yeah, it seems like such a more in-depth process than I initially like imagined, and I'm just like, yeah.
I really enjoy the whole process, like everything from writing the song to bringing it to life and taking the photos and everything involved with creating an album, all the visuals and the music videos and everything. I love the entire process, and that's how I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's just it includes everything that I love, every art form, writing and photos and videos and music, all of it.
It's amazing. That's so cool. Like the whole world that you can kind of like create through it, and that's a great point of how many different mediums are encapsulated in one. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, and you do it so well. Like
Thank you.
all the concepts that you create is just, it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So that we've been doing the Midwest Goodbye thing, which is also a song that I wrote that I'm trying to get recorded. But thank you so much for coming, and I appreciate you a lot, and I love your outfit too. All right. And thank you everyone for watching. I have no idea how many people are watching because I'm not wearing my glasses. There's like screens right here. We can see comments, but I don't know what they say. I'll read them after this. So thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you.
Good night.